Hello, everybody. I recently had a discussion with my book client, Jill Mueller, where we talked about what it was like for her to work with a ghostwriter for the first time. Wanted to share with you some clips of that conversation to give you a better idea of what this process looks like. I really look forward to talking with you about your book. Thanks.
And so I would say that very first step was the most surprising of, okay, I have too much information here. I have too many directions this could go. We don't have a focus yet. We don't have a title yet. We don't know what this looks like. And so having that, an extra pair of eyes. So Adam, the way that you were able to say too much, narrow it down. I needed that. It's what we do as coaches for other people, is to hold up that mirror, and repeat back what we're hearing, and shine a light on those blind spots that maybe others don't see as well. And that was exactly my experience of, I didn't know what I didn't know. And so just being able to get to that place of needing to narrow, needing to focus, getting clear on the goal was incredibly helpful. I think so many coaches or trainers, or maybe anybody in any industry, thinks about, I'm going to write a book one day. And the complicated part of that is actually sitting down and writing the book. It is much easier to dream about it than to sit down with a blank sheet of paper. And so I loved the opportunity to sit down with Adam and to have the conversation where he just asked me questions. And with every question, there were stories. I had stories, I had experiences, I had things that I could pull from, maybe sometimes too many stories. But having those stories, knowing that they were being collected, captured in some sort of way, was incredibly helpful then when we got to the point of actually writing said book. I think writing a book is such a personal experience, and there there were multiple times throughout the process where I needed to ask myself, do I really want to do this? Is this really what I want to be doing? Because it is so different from other things that I do as a coach, as a consultant, and as a trainer. And I love writing. But even putting this mini ebook together it was a process. And so I think the advice that I would give to other folks considering this is jump in the deep end. Go for it, and recognize that with Adam, you have a buddy. You're not going to drown. Adam really provided accountability as well. There were times where Adam came back to me and said, you said you were going to have that last week. It is now this week. When is this going to be done? And that is exactly what I needed to get that next chapter through, to get to that next step in the process. So it's one thing to want to put ideas out into the world. It's another thing to actually have the structure and the accountability and the partner to navigate that. It's it's a huge difference, and definitely helpful to not go it alone. One of the things that surprised me the most during this process was right from the very first meeting, figuring out what I wanted the focus of the book to be. There were so many possibilities and so many different directions it could have went in. And so even just having those initial questions that were provided from the start of, okay, who is it that we are writing this for? What's the goal of the book? Really helped to solidify what are we trying to get out of this? At the end of the process, how are we going to know we're going to be successful? I would say if you're on the fence and thinking about it, get off the fence. You can always go back to the other side of the fence, right? Give it a try. See what you can find out. Go through that first step of the process of clarifying what it can look like.